Every morning, 300 million Americans rub a stick of chemicals into one of the most absorbent patches of skin on the human body. The active ingredient in most of those sticks is an aluminum compound designed to physically plug your sweat ducts shut. There is a wild root growing in almost every untended yard in North America that does the same thing. It costs nothing and regrows after you harvest it. And by the end of this video, you will know how to make a deodorant that lasts indefinitely from a single root you have almost certainly mowed over this week. Hi, I am Harry, and this is Garden Explained with Harry. Walk into any drugstore tonight, stand in the deodorant aisle, count the options. 40, 50, 60 products. Gels, sprays, creams, sticks, roll-ons, clinical strength, sport formula, sensitive skin, aluminum-free. Every single one of them exists because of a decision made in a New York advertising office over 100 years ago. Not a scientific discovery, not a medical breakthrough, an advertising decision. For most of recorded history, human beings did not consider body odor a crisis. Egyptians rubbed scented oils into their skin. Romans bathed in public pools and dusted themselves with powdered alum crystal. Chinese court physicians prescribed herbal rinses. Medieval Europeans carried sachets of dried herbs. Every culture managed sweat and scent with whatever grew nearby. Nobody built a factory for it. Nobody went bankrupt over it. Nobody was told they were disgusting for having it. That changed in 1888 when an unknown inventor in Philadelphia patented a waxy cream called Mum. It was the first commercial deodorant in American history. Almost nobody bought it. The product sat on pharmacy shelves gathering dust because the problem it claimed to solve did not yet exist in the American mind. Body odor was simply part of being alive. Then came Edna Murphy. Her father was a surgeon in Cincinnati who had developed a liquid antiperspirant called Odorono. He invented it to keep his hands dry during operations. Edna saw a business opportunity and tried to sell it to women. She failed. For years, she failed. Women did not believe they needed it. The product stained clothing. It burned skin, and the entire concept felt unnecessary. Everything changed in 1919. Edna hired the J. Walter Thompson Advertising Agency. A copywriter named James Webb Young wrote a full-page advertisement for the Ladies' Home Journal. The headline did not say, "Try this product." The headline told women that their body odor was ruining their social lives. The ad said that friends would never tell you to your face. It said that men noticed. It said that the ugly truth was that you were offensive and did not know it. 200 women canceled their subscriptions to the magazine in protest. They called the ad insulting. But within 2 years, Odorono sales increased 800%. The formula had not changed. The chemistry was identical. What changed was that millions of women were now afraid. By the 1930s, the same advertising strategy targeted men. By the 1950s, deodorant was in every American bathroom. By the 1970s, aerosol sprays dominated the market. The active ingredient across nearly all antiperspirant formulas was aluminum chlorohydrate. It works by reacting with moisture on the skin surface to form a temporary gel plug inside the sweat duct. It does not kill bacteria. It does not neutralize odor. It physically blocks your body from cooling itself. That is what you rub into your skin every morning. An aluminum salt that seals shut a biological process your body performs on purpose. While major health organizations like the National Cancer Institute and FDA maintain that current data does not establish a direct causal link between aluminum antiperspirants and breast cancer, consumer concern led to a massive shift. Researchers noted that the highest concentrations appeared in the outer quadrant of the breast, the quadrant closest to the underarm. The cosmetic industry responded by launching a high-margin aluminum-free category right beside traditional lines. Aluminum-free deodorant. Same shelf. Higher price. The old product creates the fear. The new product sells the escape. Both generate revenue. Both require repurchase every 4 to 6 weeks. Now here is where this story turns. Because for thousands of years, long before Edna Murphy and long before the J. Walter Thompson Agency told women they were repulsive, cultures on every inhabited continent solved this exact problem with plants. Not one specific plant, many plants, but one stands out above the rest. One that you can find growing within 5 minutes of where you are sitting right now. Its name is yarrow, Achillea millefolium, named after Achilles. According to Greek tradition, the warrior carried this plant into the siege of Troy, not for courage, not for luck, for wound care. When a blade cut through skin, soldiers packed the wound with yarrow leaves and root. The bleeding slowed, the tissue tightened, infections stayed away. Greek physicians did not understand tannin chemistry. They did not need to. They understood results. The same compounds that close a wound also tighten skin. Yarrow contains natural astringent tannins that temporarily constrict skin tissues and tighten pores, acting as a botanical astringent to help reduce surface moisture. Unlike synthetic aluminum compounds, which form a physical gel plug inside sweat ducts, yarrow works on the skin's surface alongside natural antibacterial compounds. Yarrow does it with a natural astringent that your skin recognizes as organic material. No metal, no gel, no blockage, just constriction. But yarrow does something aluminum cannot. The essential oil in the root and aerial parts of the plant contains compounds that are antibacterial. They are effective against Staphylococcus aureus. This is the specific bacterium that feeds on the proteins and lipids in human sweat and produces the compounds your nose identifies as body odor. Sweat itself is almost odorless. The smell comes from bacteria metabolizing what your sweat glands release. Kill the bacteria, and the odor disappears at the source. So, yarrow works 2 ways simultaneously. It reduces moisture by tightening tissue. It eliminates odor by killing the bacteria that cause it. This dual mechanism is exactly what every commercial deodorant antiperspirant promises on its label. Except yarrow does it without aluminum chlorohydrate, without propylene glycol, without synthetic fragrance compounds, without triclosan, without parabens, without a plastic tube, and without a $19 price tag every 6 weeks. This is not obscure knowledge. This is not a fringe claim from a wellness blog. Native American peoples across the Great Plains and the Pacific Northwest used yarrow in skin preparations for generations. The Cheyenne used it, the Pawnee used it, the Blackfoot used it. Across the ocean, Germanic folk medicine traditions prescribed yarrow baths for skin irritation and excessive sweating. Scandinavian herbalists recommended yarrow wash for the same purpose. In 1200 A.D., Hildegard von Bingen, a Benedictine abbess in the Rhineland, documented yarrow for wound care and skin conditions. In 1652, the English herbalist Nicholas Culpeper wrote about yarrow as a remedy for perspiration and inflammation. In China, traditional medicine texts list shi cow for wound care and skin treatment dating back centuries. Every continent, every era, every language, the knowledge was never hidden. It was simply never profitable. And here is the part that should concern you. Yarrow is a perennial. You plant it once. It comes back every year without replanting. It spreads through underground stems called rhizomes. One plant becomes a patch within 2 growing seasons. The root, which contains the highest tannin concentration, regenerates after partial harvest. You can dig up a portion of the root system and the plant recovers and continues spreading. A single yard patch provides enough root material to produce deodorant for an entire household for years. Indefinitely. No repeat purchase, no subscription, no refill cartridge with a proprietary connector, no branded replacement pod. Now search PubMed. Type aluminum chlorohydrate antiperspirant. You will find thousands of studies. Now type yarrow topical antibacterial. You will find a fraction. This ratio does not exist because aluminum works better. It exists because aluminum is patentable in formulation. Yarrow root cannot be patented. You cannot patent a plant that grows in the cracks of a sidewalk. Research follows funding. Funding follows patents. Patents require control. Yarrow cannot be controlled. It grows in gravel. It grows in clay. It grows in sand. It grows in the strip of dirt between your driveway and your fence, where nothing else survives. The natural deodorant segment of the market is now worth over $3 billion annually. Companies sell baking soda and coconut oil in recycled cardboard tubes for $12 to $16. Some of these products contain yarrow extract. You will find it listed near the bottom of the ingredient panel. Diluted, fractional, decorative. They took the plant, removed its potency, printed its name in small letters on a label, and marked it up by a factor of several hundred. They are selling you a rumor of the thing instead of the thing itself. But the plant does not care about ingredient panels. It just grows. You probably already have yarrow in your yard. It grows across USDA hardiness zones 3 through 9. That covers nearly the entire continental United States, most of Canada, and equivalent climates across Europe and Northern Asia. Look for feathery, finely divided leaves that resemble fern fronds growing in a flat rosette close to the ground. In summer, clusters of small white or pale pink flowers rise on straight stems. It favors full sun but tolerates partial shade. It thrives in poor soil. It laughs at drought. It requires nothing from you. If you do not already have it, scatter seeds on bare soil in spring. Do not bury them deeply. Press them in lightly. Water once. Walk away. Yarrow germinates without coddling. Within 1 season, you will have a producing stand. Within 2 seasons, you will have more than you need. Harvest root to root in fall after the above-ground growth dies back. Dig around the outer edge of the patch. Take sections of rhizome and fibrous root. Leave the center intact. The plant will fill the gap by the following spring. Wash the root. Chop it. Dry it in a single layer in a warm space with airflow. Once fully dry, it stores in a glass jar for a year or longer. 2 methods for making the deodorant. The first is a tincture. Pack dried chopped root into a jar. Cover it with high-proof alcohol. Close the lid. Let it sit for 4 to 6 weeks. Shake it every few days. Strain the liquid through cloth. Pour it into a small spray bottle or apply it with a cloth. This tincture improves with age. A single jar of root produces enough tincture to last months. The second method is a powder. Grind dried root in a spice grinder or mortar and pestle until fine. Apply the powder directly under the arms, or mix it with a small amount of arrowroot starch and coconut oil to form a paste. Both approaches deliver the tannins and antibacterial compounds directly to the skin. Both cost, effectively, nothing after the initial planting. 1 planting, 1 harvest each fall. Enough deodorant for a household. Year after year after year. No factory, no shipping container crossing an ocean, no plastic applicator in a landfill, no aluminum in your tissue. No advertising agency telling you that your body is a problem that requires their solution. The deodorant industry spent 100 years convincing you that your own sweat was an emergency. They manufactured the shame first. Then they manufactured the product. Then they manufactured the dependency. $26 billion a year flows through a supply chain that exists because a copywriter in 1919 told women in a magazine that their friends were too polite to say they smelled bad. Meanwhile, a plant named after a Greek warrior has been growing in the strip of weeds along your back fence. It has been there longer than the house, longer than the street, longer than the town. It does not need your attention. It does not need a marketing budget. It does not need shelf space at the drugstore. It does not need you to believe in it. It tightens your skin. It kills the bacteria. It grows back every single spring. And it has been waiting right there in the yard this entire time, doing nothing but exactly what it was made to do.